Hi guys, and today after last night's 2-1 defeat by Plymouth and we need a major rebuild, I'm going to be talking about what players I would like to stay at Sunderland and what players I'm 50-50 on and what players I would just like to get rid of. Of course, I do not expect on many of these players to go in the summer, so just a disclaimer, there's no Carl Winchester in where I would just keep, or Benzie, keep Bjork, Daniel, Anthony Patson, who as well I would also just keep. And as well, I'm not doing Deion Sanders as he's not our player and he'll probably go back to Wolves at the end of the season. If you're wondering, I would actually like the King because I actually like him, so let's get started. In positional order, so Labour the number one goalkeeper. I do question him at times, like with him coming for corners and stuff. But to be fair, like I said, he's been very respectable this season. Kept 9 clean sheets. One of I think he's kept one of the most clean sheets in the league, if you get what I mean. But do I think, and he is definitely League One standard. I do not think he's going to be our number one. He has his uses, and I'm unsure because I think we could get better. I think at the minute I'll just throw him in 50-50 because if Burrs stays, I won't be disappointed. But if Burrs left, I won't be disappointed because I do think we could get someone better. But Burrs isn't the worst goalkeeper in the world. So yeah, I mean Matthews is just garbage. If you get what I mean, he makes mistakes after mistake, and so I'll get rid of him. Yeah, Lee Burrs makes mistakes, but not as frequent as Ray Matthews. So yeah, local 9, I would love to see him stay because he has a great attitude and he's a decent right back at this level. Hopefully, when he gets back fully fit, he can go into midfield. So yeah, Conor McLaughlin. To be fair, he has been better this season when we're playing 3 at the back under Phil Parkinson. But since we've moved to 4 at the back, I don't think he's good enough, if you get what I mean, to do it, if you get what I mean. Because he's got a lack of pace. If you were playing 4 in the back as a centre back, maybe keep him, but we'll probably won't. He'll probably play right back, and as well with that, he's probably some decent money as well. I think for our parties, after him come back down from the Championship, I think for our party, it would be good to get rid of Conor McLaughlin. So I would get rid of Conor McLaughlin. Jordan Willis, I will keep Jordan Willis because he is a good defender at this level. Pacey, what you don't get many pace defenders at League One. He's aggressive, he's good in the air. It's just the same as he is a bit injury prone with his knee, but I think if we can sort that out and keep him fit, that he is one of the best defenders at this level. So yeah. Tom Flanagan, I don't mind Tom Flanagan. He's versatile and whatever, but it's a bit like Lee Burrs. I think we could get better, if you get what I mean, if we really looked, if you get what I mean. I do think that obviously he has his uses. He's versatile. He can play right back, centre back, and left back for decent in a squad. But like I've just said, if we could get better, I wouldn't be against getting rid of him. But at the same time, I do like him and don't mind. But I think I'd put him in 50-50 as well because it's a bit like Bird. If he stayed, I wouldn't complain. But if he left, I wouldn't complain. So yeah, Bailey White, I would keep him because I believe he's a good defender at this level, probably one of the best at this level, if you get what I mean. I do think he has been a bit suspecty since moving to 4 at the back, I'll be honest. But I believe that once he gets used to playing 4 at the back again, he'll be just fine. So yeah, Callum McFadden, get rid of him. He is the worst. He's literally one of the worst left backs I've seen play for Sunderland. He can't defend. He got a good assist yesterday, to be fair to him, but on the whole, he can't attack. He's and stuff like that. He's got no pace. So yeah, but I would keep Denver Hume. The reason why is because I actually really like Denver Hume. We miss Denver Hume, if you get what I mean. He's pacey. He can go forward. He gets back. Yes, at times he can be wasteful in possession, but he's always a threat on that left-hand side, and I believe the stuff, although he's come up to 23, the stuff that we can still work on with Denver Hume. Do I think he'll stay? I don't know, but I will keep him. Grant Ledbetter, this is a funny one. I do think he's been great for us this season, but he's 35 now. Do I think Grant Ledbetter has got the legs for another season? Because I presume we'll be in League One again. No, I don't. So I would get rid of Grant Ledbetter. If you wanted to stay as a coach, yes, he can. But if he wants to continue his playing career, for me, it wouldn't be at Sunderland. So yeah, although I love the man and whatever, but I just think it's time to move on. So yeah, George Dobson, he is just not good enough. Saying that, I do prefer him to Josh Scoren, funny enough, and I don't read Dobson. So yeah, Josh Scoren, get rid of him. He is the worst midfielder I've ever seen play for Sunderland. He can't pass, he can't shoot, he gives the ball away. He was blamed for the first one for losing his man last night. So yeah. Max Power, I will get rid of Max Power as well because I just don't rate him as centre midfielder. He goes missing way too much, if you get what I mean. I do think he did okay since being going to right back, but I don't say that as a long term positioning because although he did okay at the minute, I can say him getting ripped by a winger, if you get what I mean, once. And yes, and he's definitely not a captain for us, so yeah. Elliot Embleton, this is a tough one, but I do think I will get rid of him because I don't see enough in it. Yes, he's 2-footed and he can get around some tight spaces, if you get what I mean. But I just do not see any like end product in fine. It can only be like um fine, he has been out for a year, and if he gets run in the team, I think he could. But the fact is, he's not getting that run, and there's a reason why he's not getting the run. So yeah, Chris Maguire. This might be thingy, but I will get rid of Chris Maguire. The reason why because he's been rubbish so far this season, and he hasn't even like did much. I think he scored two penalties and like a scream on the opening day, but apart from that, he's been terrible, and as well, he does not look interested. He actually looks finished. So he's 32 and he's inconsistent. He doesn't look interested, and I think we can just get a better player than Chris Maguire. Although I do still think he's League One quality, I would get rid of him because like he's inconsistent. I'll go into Goats in a sec though. Ian McGeady, I personally think he's gone already, and I wouldn't complain about it. I do like him, but I do think it's time to move on from McGeady. He's 34. He's not really going to play like at a high level, and he's not the future of Sunderland. He's been okay since he came back, but yes, I think I will get rid of McGeady. Lyndon Gooch, I just said I will go on. Obviously, Gooch is inconsistent, but I will keep Gooch because funny enough, someone from America you wouldn't think will get it, but he does get it, and you can tell he generally cares. And although he is inconsistent, it's a bit like Maguire. He can pop up with moment of magic. He's younger. If you get what I mean, that's another big reason why I will keep Gooch over Maguire. And as well, I think on his day, Gooch is someone's best player, and at least he cares. So I would keep Lyndon Gooch. Jack Diamond as well, I will keep because I believe all fans do overrate him, if you get what I mean, thinking that he's like going to be someone like a Messi or Ronaldo. He won't, but I believe he got a bit of pace, and I believe that yes, he does make mistakes, but he obviously will make mistakes being a young lad like just learn his trade. But I believe that he's got a good future, and I hope as a Sunderland we should sort his contract out ASAP because I think clubs in the Championship will be looking at him. So yeah. Ian O'Brien is a funny one because if you asked me 2-3 weeks ago, I would have got rid of Ian O'Brien. But the last few games, he got 2 goals and an assist where he actually did well. I thought Portfield was his best game. But if he can continue like that, I will keep him. But if he doesn't, I would obviously let him go. So at the minute, I'm just going to put him in 50-50. So yeah, Will Grigg, just go. He just hasn't worked out for him at Sunderland, like I've said, and the thing is, he doesn't even try, if you get what I mean. So yeah, Danny Graham, go, get rid. No surprises there. No explaining in 2 spells. I think he's got 2 in 58 games. What is terrible at 48 or something. So yeah, Charlie White. This is a funny one because although I don't think he's been great this season, like in his performances, I do think that like he's got the goals, if you get what I mean. But do I think he's good enough? Not really, if you get what I mean. mean, I wouldn't be against me giving him another year or something on the same wages, but I wouldn't break the bank. And as well, although I scored 10 goals this season, if he does go, I wouldn't like cry, but I can get why people want him to stay, and if he did stay, I wouldn't complain either, so I would just put him in 50-50 for now. Yeah, now I'm quick going to run through the players. The players I would like to stay would be Luke O'Neill, Jordan Willis, Bailey Wright, Denver Hume, Lyndon Gooch, and Jack Diamond. Players I'm 50-50 on is Lee Bird, Tom Flanagan, Ian O'Brien, and Charlie White. Then the players I would like us to get rid of this summer, more likely: Remy Matthews, Callum McFadden, Conor McLaughlin, Grant Ledbetter, George Dobson, Josh Gould, Max Power, Elliot Embleton, Chris Maguire, Ian McGeady, Will Grigg, and Danny Graham. So that's the end of the video. Hopefully you've enjoyed like this video. Leave your opinions in the comments. What players would you like to see? What players like you don't like? Do you disagree with me on any? I think there might be a few disagreements on Ian McGeady. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, view, comment, and say yeah.